If you allow me, I will record, okay?
Okay.
Well, I am here.
Sorry, so Ashurni, me to record or or
Already has started, yes. Already
I
started.
started to record in my computer.
Okay.
Good.
Let's go here. Are you watching my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's do this between friends, okay? Among friends.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
first of all, how to be a super master connector using AI. You know that in BNI, we have several core values, okay? One of our core values is giver's gain. No? In BNI, we believe in the principles of giver's gain. And what is this? For me, giver's gain is to think how I can help you before to think how can you help me. So as much as I help you, then you are going to give more referrals for me, or you are going to help me in my needs. But first, I need to give you something, okay? So all what we are doing with AI, in my view, is to enhance the way in how I can help you, because we have very great tools. AI is not magic. It is a tool, the same as a computer is a tool, the same as the Excel is a tool, the same as an email or a WhatsApp or even Zoom is a tool. We have in our hands a very smart tool that can be very helpful for us if we use it smartly, okay? Also in BNI, we talk about tradition and innovation, okay? We used to learn, we have education moments, and we innovate during the last 35, 39, 40 years, BNI growth, innovating based on the tradition. And now we have an opportunity to innovate if we introduce these AI tools to enhance our way in which we create the connections and in the way in which we can give referrals to the people or even work with the chapters. So I created a ChatGPT called Ask Ivan. You can scan the QR, nevertheless, I will share with you the link, or you can search in the GPT's tool. If some of you used to use the ChatGPT, you know that you can search for GPTs, but if you put Ask Ivan, then you are going to find the Ask Ivan GPT. For example, if you go to ChatGPT, explore GPTs, and you put here Ask Ivan, you will find two Ask Ivan BNI, one with the starters in English and the other with the starters in Spanish. If you go here, you can start to chat with Ivan Meissner based on all his podcasts. The information that is stored here is with all the podcasts of Ivan Meissner, and this I told him last week in a conference he gave online. What can we do with a ChatGPT trained with the Ivan Meissner podcast? Well, for example, we can answer questions about BNI and networking with insights directly from your teachings. For example, can some of you give me a question regarding BNI that I can write here? Please give me an example. For example, how
to give a best referral?
How? So the answer here is in the ChatGPT tool, but trained and using the Ivan Meissner podcast. So, for example, when you have a member that have a question, or even you have a question about anything, you can search not only in the Ivan Meissner's podcast, because we can search in Ivan Meissner's podcast, but here we can create content. For example, give me an education slot to give in 5 minutes about this. And this is the second thing that we can do. We can create an educational capsule for BNI meetings. We can create images. We can do all the things that we used to do more quickly using this kind of tool. For example, give me a planning for the next 2 months for a weekly presentation, and our chapter needs to invite more. This plan should teach how to invite, who to invite, and why. And then here you can have a plan about specific trainings to solve specific situations on a chapter. No? Week 3, week 4. When I put 2 months, I can put 1 month, 2 weeks, 10 weeks, 1 year, whatever. Also, we can provide personalized advice on how to improve the member's 60-second pitches to generate more referrals. So, for example, we can say something like this: give me an elevator pitch for a system. Now, for example, give me an elevator pitch for a 60 seconds presentation for a BNI meeting for my business, which is, for example, can any of you tell me what do you work about? So we can put here. Hey, Raimundas.
Event hosting.
Sorry. Yes, Justas.
Let's say event hosting.
Okay. The pitch to end with a specific request for a from Justas Pauluskas, who will be the something like this, for example. Good morning, BNI members. I am Justas, the owner of my company, where we specialize in tuning ordinary events. Okay, but this is very long. So this is very long. resume to say in 60 seconds. You are having this recommendation not only with ChatGPT if you use the normal ChatGPT tool, but also trained with the BNI Ivan Masner podcast. Okay, so our goal is to create lasting memories and build stronger relationships through seamless, well-executed events that leave a lasting impact. Today, I am seeking an introduction. Well, he understood bad because you understand mal. This is the problem of doing examples on live. Is find no, we used to do this. We select a market, we select a product that we do, and then we match it and create our presentation. And maybe you also have a PowerPoint for the presentation that replaces from one member to another. So create an image to represent this pitch. So you can not only create text content, but also create an image. Your company name. This is something similar of what you do, Justas, or is very different?
I would say it hits the spot. Yeah.
Well, it is very simple because the question and the context was very simple. If you give more context about your business, you can have more specific things. But the good point here is that you have a tool, ChatGPT, trained with Ivan Meissner's podcast that can give you information, trainings, educational moments, or whatever of what we usually need as a BNI member. Okay? So also, as this is trained with Ivan Meissner podcast, maybe give me a good story of how BNI grow in
Which version of ChatGPT is already having this image generation function? Is it a free version or already a paid version like 4.0?
I created this with my paid version, but you can even still use it with a free version because you just need to access to a GPT. And since 2 months ago, to access the GPTs, it is not a request to have a paid version. It is free for everybody. The only limitation is the amount of questions that you can do per hour. So may happen that if you use it a lot, then ChatGPT is going to tell you, well, you need a couple of hours until you can continue.
I just checked the paid version is actually 54 euros per year, so it's not as much.
No, that is not the original ChatGPT. It's $20 per month. I am paying $20 per month. If you pay, if you need to go.
Okay, so maybe I have something more.
It's chatgpt.com. You should go there. If you look in Google, they usually appear. If you put this, for example, this one, chatbotapp.ai is not ChatGPT, it's another one. AI/pro.org is not ChatGPT. So the first one, this is ChatGPT, OpenAI. This is the one that you need to use, not all the others. Many people get confused. So, and the quote is $20, or maybe in euros, 20 something similar to that. So, coming here, we have a training, and we can have Ivan Meisner here with us to help on whatever we need about creating content for BNI. But this is not everything. Where I am. My success in BNI, I am going to go here, is based on helping my fellow chapters in my chapter, either as a director or as a member or everybody I need in BNI. I used to help everybody. And the basis of BNI is to give referrals. You are correct. We all agree that giving referrals is the best way to have success in BNI. So to give referrals, what do we need to do? Well, to give referrals, we need to have one-to-ones. And when the one-to-one is better and we know more people and we have more agenda, then we can give more referrals to our partners or other fellows in BNI. So for me, as I find out, one of the secrets of giving referrals is to do smart and good one-to-one meetings, and to remember all the one-to-one meetings I have, and try to connect the people with whom I am talking with other people I know in my network. Please tell me, who can remember a one-to-one you had 1 year ago or 2 years ago? Does anybody can remember all the conversations you had in the past? It's not possible. I cannot remember. That's why a chapter of BNI is so successful, because you used to meet with the same people week after week. So if you meet with the same people week after week, you will know very well all the people in your chapter, because you are meeting regularly. But when you have a random one-to-one with somebody, maybe you have a good connection, but you may forget of what he needs or what he can propose to somebody else. So if you cannot remember what you talk with somebody that you knew in a meeting, in an online meeting, or in a convention or whatever, then you are losing the possibility to give referrals to the people that are actually in your chapter. And this is how AI comes to help us. The more people you meet, the more referrals you can generate, if you can remember all the conversations you had. If not, not. A broad agenda and good relationships are crucial to success in BNI and in business. The basic of business is the agenda. When you know more people, the opportunities grow exponentially. I don't know there in Lithuania, but here in Argentina, we learned that to have a good one-to-one needs a planification. So we used to have the one-to-one with an agenda of questions. No? For example, what services do you offer? How did you get started in the business? What has been your biggest success so far? What would be a good recommendation for you? A planned and good one-to-one need to answer all these questions, because if I have the answer of all these questions, then I will understand how to help you. Please tell me, for me to understand, if you in Lituania also recommend the people to ask specific questions in a one-to-one, or everybody just ask the question that they want. What is the usual recommendation? For example, in Argentina, we were given something like this. Sorry, this is in Spanish, but here we have 17 questions. That is the planification of a one-to-one. No? So what we used to do is give the early or the gains webpage, the bio, and the list with the 40 contacts. And with the questions and all that information, then I can do a good one-to-one. Okay, let's continue. Here is where AI tools are a great advantage for us. There are some tools in artificial intelligence world that are called virtual assistant. A virtual assistant is a tool that can record the training or the conversation or the meeting and then create a transcription of that conversation. And when you have the transcription of the conversation and the conversation was ruled with these questions that I told you, you will have a transcription of all the needed information of the people you are talking about. And with this, you can create a database. And if you have a database, then you can ask questions with ChatGPT to the database. For example, who is a good referral to this guy? So what I created, beside this, if you want, you can scan. This is the access to Fireflies. Fireflies is the tool that I am using to create the summary of all the conversations that I have in my business, in one-to-ones, and whatever. Then I created a GPT to summarize all the information. What is this? Well, when you have a one-to-one and you have an organized conversation, then you need to create in your database all the information regarding the phone, regarding the country, for example, if you are global, what kind of business, the web page, the LinkedIn page, the answer to the questions, in order to find something like this. Give me a while. Here you have it. These are all the people in my database, okay? Where I have the contact data, the country, the time zone, the web page, the email, if I have it, the phone number, the services they offer, ideal customers, no? All this I have here, for example. I have it in Spanish, but it doesn't matter. This is all the people that I know, okay? I will show you later how we can use it. But summarizing, I have a conversation, I do a planned one-to-one, I ask you those questions that are smart to obtain the information for you. Then I summarize the transcription with Fireflies. With that and all the other additional information you gave me, that is your gains, your bio, your web page, your profile at the web page of yourself in BNI, I create a Word document and I put here all the people I have. So now what I can do is something like this. It doesn't matter. I don't need to have the Ask Ivan BNI. I can go to the normal ChatGPT either 4. Okay. For example, this I have arrived my limit to ChatGPT 4. So I have 2 accounts of ChatGPT. I will go to the other one. And let's say, for example, I can upload my database. So, for example, let's say Let's choose somebody, Rodrigo Diaz. Okay? So what I can say is write me an English speech about Rodrigo Diaz business. Okay, financial services business in Peru. Okay, so let's imagine that somebody or some of you are looking people connected to financial services. I can I can give you this pitch to you when I find it from our conversation, and you can tell me, yes, okay, I want to connect to Rodrigo Diaz. Okay, so once I finish my one-to-one with you, let's imagine I am doing a one-to-one with you, Raimundas, and let's suppose that you want to connect with Rodrigo. I will include you in my database, and I will create a pitch about you to present to Rodrigo Diaz. And if both parts says, okay, I want to connect the other, okay, I will give the connection to each other. So once I end a one-to-one with somebody, I can find from my database many referrals of people even I don't remember I talked about. For example, many people here are people I knew from having meetings in the last year. I started to create this two or 3 months ago, but are the conversations I had in the last year. Okay, so using ChatGPT, using a virtual assistant, I can create the process to give even more referrals than usually, because whatever I forgot, the database will not forget. And if I am smart, I can use ChatGPT as my virtual assistant to ask him who I can connect to this guy. For example, let's say, I don't know, Estefanía Aburto Salinas, okay? So please give in English who from this database could be good referrals or connections for her business. So here he says, for example, this is random, okay? I didn't prepare what to talk about. So look here. I had a one-to-one with Estefania. I ended the one-to-one. I created all the necessary things that I need to put the summary of her business and her profile in this database. And I asked ChatGPT, give me good referrals for this girl. Look, how many referrals I can give her? 4. One-to-one, 4 referrals. So if I have a one-to-one per week, I can give 4 referrals per week. And this can grow because as more one-to-ones you do, the database of the people you know can grow. And when the database of the people you know can grow, you can connect better. This is even smarter and better than Google. You know that AI are good tools, but they are also a challenge for us as human beings, because it will arrive the time in which you cannot understand if something that you are seeing on a screen, either a picture or a movie, is a AI fake or a real person. But you know, we can solve the problem. Because if I can tell you, any of you, that I know about somebody because I close relate with that, then I can tell you this is a human being. So the goal of BNI is that we can connect real people with real people in a world where AI avatars of people is going to be more common than you imagine. So we can give good value. And this way, we can connect even faster and more people with people. We just need to do a good process. And now we have the tools. In the past, to do this, for example, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago, it will take a lot of time to do. It was not possible to do something like this. The traditional database was on an Excel, for example, in the best way, or a database program. Now we can create database with information that we can handle manually as human beings. So refreshing. We have a one-to-one. We do good questions in the one-to-one. We record the one-to-one with any tool that we can have the transcription later. We process with a summary the transcription, and we also want all the information that we need from the people that we have here. So in this case, for example, I have 4 connections for Estefania, and I will say, give me a pitch to present, for example, Patricia Lopez. So this is what I said to you before. I can give this message to Estefania, is what I do. And if Estefania says, okay, I want to connect with Patricia, then I do the reverse. Now, give me a pitch to introduce. And I can give this to Patricia. If she agrees, I have one reference. I can do this in 10 minutes. It doesn't take so much. It's just to use the BNI hour smartly. Having good tools. AI, the focus of AI is to reduce the time in which we do tasks. Are we okay up to here? I have more.
Nice. Keep going.
Well, let's go. This I show you. Well, to create all these kind of things, I created.
Can we ask questions on the way?
Yes, of course, please.
You mentioned that AI is saving time. That's the purpose. Did you try to calculate how much of your personal time does using AI saves?
Okay. It will save you time, that is for sure. At the beginning, maybe there is not so much time that you can save, and you might think or feel that you can do it by yourself in the old way, better and quicker. But you need to know that you need to learn. When you know how to use a tool, then you are going to use it better and even for more things. The fact is that in the future, everybody should use this and will use this kind of tools. It doesn't matter if you are going to do it or not, because you are going to finally start to use it. You need to invest time to educate, to train yourself, because then you can say, for example, I can create a good presentation. I am going to show you in the end, okay? But you can create a presentation for an education moment. How much time it takes you from the beginning to having the PowerPoint and the images and everything all created? How much take for any of you to create a BNI presentation slot? Please tell me, how much time?
1 hour. I am an education coordinator. 1
Okay.
hour on average.
okay, you can do it in 20 minutes. Something like this. I
For
created this
for
in just
5
in 20
minutes
minutes.
presentation.
That's the reason. That's
Okay, so how much time does it take you, for example? Do you have conversation with your customers from which then you can you need to give a quote, for example, or create a planning?
Many hours. Couldn't be specific, but
Okay,
it's quite a lot.
imagine this, because in other trainings that I give away from BNI, I give this I show this example, but now I can tell you. My other business, my complete business is IT, okay, the same as Raimunda's. And I used to have conversations with the companies, and I need to prepare for them specific quotes and proposals with a plan. We are going to do this, give a data center, put this software, do it this way, in this timing. And not all the business are the same. It's not a commodity, our business. So it takes usually a week at the most, but usually maybe 1 month between I have the conversation and I can give you the formal quote. But because I don't have time, I know that I don't have enough money to have more people in my company. Okay, it is a matter of time and money. Okay, with these kind of tools, I record the conversation with Fireflies. I have all the transcription of the conversation with all their requests. We'll write on hand on a notepad our input to create the context, and maybe in less than an hour later, I can have the proposal very easily. Why? Because I learned how to do the correct questions, the correct prompts, and even so, I can give a presentation like this one in Canva. Because what I used to do, if you look focusedly, I am using several tools, not only tools. I use ChatGPT to create the text, ChatGPT with DALL-E or Midjourney to create the images, Fireflies as a virtual assistant to do the transcription of the text, Canva to create the presentation, and you can connect all with other. And as more as you use all these kind of tools, more you learn, and then you can do things quicker. Usually, maybe a task that you need to do in a week, you can do it in an hour. A task of a month, you can do it in a couple of days or a week, and not working all the days, okay? For example, if you need to take decisions with the ChatGPT in the mobile, you can put it in the talking mode, and you can talk with ChatGPT as you talk with another human being. And ChatGPT is going to answer and can be the role that you need to be, a coach, a sales team, a financial advisor, or anybody, or Ivan Meisner if you use the ChatGPT for Ivan Meisner, okay? So coming back here, what I created is a GPT in which you can give the transcription. No, this is the GPT. Intelligent assistant for a one-to-one meeting. If you pick here, this is a quick guide of how to use this GPT. You are going to attach a transcript of a one-to-one, upload the transcript, upload additional information. Here are the quick questions that I mentioned before. And the GPT will give you a structured summary with the contact details, the meeting details, the referral, the connection, all the prompt. It is already here. You can use it for free. Information collection process. He will ask you if you have the transcript. He will ask you for the link for the BNI chapter website. When I mean the BNI chapter, BNI, let's look. find the member. For example, Raimundas. This is you, Raimundas. Well, this link here is the link for the BNI chapter. Sorry, the link to the personal profile. Also, you can ask, give the link for the chapter, any other document that you have, and then you will have which one is something like this. All the data that you need. No? How can you use it? Well, like this. Well, it is not here, sorry. I lost the GPT. It was here, sorry. Okay. And I have the Rodrigo Diaz time zone phone. So this you can do it. With this.
So does ChatGPT has any history? Like if you...
It will have a history if you keep the same prompt and you do not delete it from here. It will have the history. But if not,
So you
can
mean...
have,
yeah.
If not, you can have the word and upload it again, because you are going to renew the data, no? You are going to fill with more data with the more one-to-ones you have. So what I show here is you can create your contact database with the one-to-ones, no? With the providers, the suppliers, the friends and family, the other people that you know, you can include it in the database. So you can connect all the people that you know, not only the ones that you used to have the one-to-ones. No? You can put manually or recording or put information in the Word document with the business of all the people that you know, so they can be either a referral or referred to somebody else. Okay, so in
Do you
BNI,
meet any kind of resistance or lack of consent to record your one-to-one videos?
you need to formally ask the other part that you are going to record the one-to-one. In the reality, nobody told me that they don't want to be recorded. Everybody in a one-to-one allows me to record the transcription. Nevertheless, you need to be professional in using this for referral purposes, because it is a tool. It's not different than a tool. If you are givers gain, if you follow up the values of BNI, then there is no problem that you can record me. Why? If you are going to help me with this, okay? With this kind of tool, with the Ivan Miner's ChatGPT, we can do a refresh in how we learn. For example, we used to learn with somebody that is in the front of a board and giving a class, or we used to learn watching a video or reading something. With ChatGPT, we can learn about BNI just asking questions as if we were asking to the even Ivan Meissner in front of us. And to close this part of the meeting, as Ivan Meissner says, networking is not about collecting contacts, it's about building relationships. And when you have smarter one-to-ones and you can give more referrals per one-to-one, you are building a better relationship, because I am giving you the most valuable thing that you are looking for, that it is a referral so you can build your business. And that will help me to build my business. I guess that using these tools, the proposal of giving one referral per week, maybe to give one referral per day. Because if you can give either, for example, 4 or 5 referrals per one-to-one, and you can have one-to-one only per week, then you can give 5 referrals more easily per month. Yes, more referrals per month. So it is not difficult to give 1 referral per day. I am going to give you a backstage and a bonus track of all what we talk about, because we have still, as I was mentioned in the beginning with Idalia, 10 more minutes. Let's imagine that we have Ivan Meissner ChatGPT, okay? This I already did it with my friend, where it is. He left. No, Vitautas, you are there in the middle. I am going to tell what we talked about last Friday, okay?
Yep.
You allowed me to mention you because you are going to be here. When I showed you Vitautas these kind of things, I showed him, for example, we started to use the Ivan Meissner ChatGPT. What is the best practice to do a one-to-one? We can have this here. I also can ask, for example, create a quiz with 5 questions and answers regarding what are the best practices to a one-to-one in BNI. Give me the correct answers. So I can have a quiz that I can use in an online meeting or whatever, just either to learn, to have a little of fun with Kahoot or whatever. I can have questions and answers very easily. Now do it with the strange and humoristic wrong answers to have fun. No? So we said, okay, instead of having possible good answers, let's do it for fun. Give me, please, bad questions for the bad answers for the question, so the correct answer enhance easily. For example, what is the main goal for a one-to-one meeting in BNI? To see who can eat the most donuts, to close a sale and run away with the money, to build a strong relationship, or to discuss your cat's favorite yoga poses. It's just for fun. It is smarter. Of course, the number C is to build a strong relationship, the correct answer. But we can create something with fun just to enhance how we learn. This is a different way to learn, and we can do it very easily. No? And so on. Okay. We did only 5, but when you say 5, you can say 10, 20, 50, 200, it doesn't matter. You can create as many questions as you really want. Now, we created, I am an education coordinator for the next 6-month period. Give me planning guide for education slots for the next 24 meetings. The group is 10 years old and has 50 members, all compliance. So, well, congratulations, etc. And he gave me a planning guide for education slot for 25 meetings. Here we are using the Ivan Meissner's database of podcasts. Phase 1, strengthening fundamentals, meetings 1 to 6. Meeting 1, the power of givers gain. Meeting 2, crafting a winning 60-second presentation, and so on. Phase 2, building relationships and trust. Step 3, enhancing chapter dynamics. Phase 4, advanced networking techniques. Tips for implementation, engage members, incorporate stories, variety, reinforce learning. Just a planning, but you can have a good planning very quickly. For example, Dalia, how much time does it take you to plan all the things that you need to plan for BNI? I don't know how much, but for sure it's not 5 minutes. It takes you much more than 5 minutes. So you can do it in 5 minutes, and you can give the context, and then you can rearrange this or modify this if something doesn't fit what you think that you need. Okay. The good point is that you can use this tool to help you as an assistant to create plans. But when we were talking about this, Vitautas asked me a very, very smart question. He said me, okay, this is good, but please, do you remember what was the question that you asked me, Vitautas? Before you...
No, actually, no.
Okay, I remember. You told me, okay, this is only to ask questions about BNI. But when we used to prepare education slots, we need to give stories. How can I introduce my story here? And I said to you, no problem. Give me a WhatsApp audio with the story that you want to use, okay? And he sent me this WhatsApp.
I recorded here immediately and send it to you. Yeah, so
No, can you want
link some
Here they are.
person who is selling it via the web portal, via internet, and he sent it to me. I checked,
Okay.
and
So he sent me a WhatsApp audio. Where it is? Here it is. Okay, this is his WhatsApp audio. What I did, I use a tool to convert the WhatsApp audio from the WhatsApp format to MP3. Then I uploaded this to my Fireflies tool, and I obtained the transcription, okay? Once I have the transcription, I use Fireflies, and I have the transcription here in Word format, okay? Once I have the Word format, I uploaded the document. This is the transcription of the WhatsApp audio telling the story, okay? And I said, I want to create an education slot for a BNI chapter who has trouble to invite visitors. Give me a text for an education slot about this and start with the story in the uploaded document. End with a conclusion as Ivan Meissner and a final quote from Ivan Meissner. And here it gives me the education slot, okay? All the text that I need to say with the story. I want to start with a story that really illustrates the kind of people we want in our BNI chapter. One of our members shared how his son needs a phone, After finding a seller online, it turned out the contact wasn't trustworthy. So, well, and he gives me the story. Well, then we follow up, so we can learn, we can read this, and we can give our training with this. But this is not enough. We also need the presentation. So we follow up. From this, I can create. Now give me the titles for a presentation with this text, and for each slide suggest me an image to represent the scene. So I can have here introduction, image suggestion, slide 2, the power of service, the title, an image. Here I have the images for every slide. I have, for example, here 11, 12 slides. Okay. But this doesn't end. Now we can go to Canva, or before that, in fact, sorry, we can create where I have it. Do you know Canva? Well, in Canva, you have something that is called Word Doc to Dex. Doc to Dex allows me to put text here, images. These images were the ones that I created and were suggested from ChatGPT. With this in less than an hour, in our all one-to-one. In fact, this part was 20 minutes. Once have the images and the pictures and the texts, we convert this to this presentation. So we started with an audio, with a story, we converted to text. Then the text, we use Ivan Meissner ChatGPT, and we created all the text that we are going to say. Then we created the slides, and then we created the images. We put all together there in Canva, and we did this in 20 minutes. So you can go on talking while you go one slide after another. Okay? And that is all for now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ariel. I think
In
applause
exactly
goes
an
for
hour.
you. I think we can give applause, thumbs up. It's very, very interesting and informational. I think the next our meeting of BNI will be admitted to BNI.
It's a very good tool. We need to start to use it.
Mhm.
It is going to really change the way we do network. If BNI change the way we do business, AI is going to change the way we do network.
I had one question about data safety. Does ChatGPT uses some, I don't know, systems to support the data?
I am going to
Secure them?
tell you something. If you are Trump or Zelensky or any very important guy, do not use it. For your personal business, It is a challenge because, you know, even if not only for ChatGPT, but for any company in the cloud, big company, you mean either Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Microsoft, Amazon, or whatever, they are continually having problems of losing information. So whatever you give to the internet, you have no control, even if they tell whatever they tell. Maybe ChatGPT actually today says that if you have a paid version of a ChatGPT, then the information is going to be confidential. But that can change in any moment, and you will do nothing. So it depends on what kind of information you are going to upload, if this is going to be a smart decision or not. In my personal case, it doesn't matter because I am creating content for a presentation. I am having the information of a one-to-one or whatever. You do not have control. But this is my personal view, because also by the other side, I have a degree on information security. I have a PhD in information security. So I answer this with that hat, okay? Not with the
Okay.
AI hat.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions for Mr. Ariel? No?
Yeah, I have. I mean, do you probably you do private consulting, and it's possible to arrange that
Oh,
kind
yes,
of
of course. I created a new company 1 year ago regarding all the trainings and applying these kind of things for the companies. What we used to do is to train a company, for example, with their specific processes. How can these tools help you really for the daily tasks? Okay, not only a generic training, but also like a consultant. We are working more and more in the last 3 months. Since 1 year up to 3 months ago, well, we didn't have too much work. But actually now, many people is going to understand that you are going to need it. In the next 5 years, everybody is going to use it. The better you start, or the quicker you start, it is going to be better for your company. Because if your company or you are not going to do it, a competitor, yes, will start to use it. And it doesn't matter if this is perfect today, but you need to learn, to train again, to understand again. All of you studied in a university, in a specific training. All of us studied during our life to do the things that we are doing now. And in the beginning, when we started to study, we were not as good as we are now after 5, 10, or 20 years of doing the things. And here is the same.
I have one more question to you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is your consultations involve other IE, like there's like many websites, like I think more than 10. Some of them is not working in EU. It works in Argentina, and I think some of them because they don't fit some kind of regulation. Is your consultations involve the other options, and maybe you're sharing the experience about specific task to do? For example, by doing like images, the Midjourney, I think it's one of the best on the moment, but maybe there's some other which are, I mean, by your experience, are the best ones. So is your consultation involved if I have some kind of using it like in minimum level, but I have some challenges, ChatGPT might not doing good enough. So in your consultation, could you give an alternatives or something like that?
Yes. Okay. Yes. We talked today about ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the diamond of the crown. Okay.
Yeah.
Because everybody, it's very good, very, very powerful, and the business model is very simple. you just pay $20 per month, and that's it. If you want to use Copilot from Microsoft, you need to have a Microsoft account. You lose me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. If you want to use Microsoft Copilot, for example, you need to have a Microsoft account and per 1 year in advance. So you need to invest $500 to have one account. In ChatGPT, you just pay $20. Google Gemini, there has many things that doesn't use that cannot do yet. This world changes every day. And when I have for example, two parts, I am doing this company with two people from Barcelona in the same time zone. In fact, we already work with a couple of members from Lituania. When we decided to teach about this, we understood that there are millions, really millions of tools, different tools for specific different things. We cannot know all of them. It's impossible for us or for anybody to know about everything. So we decided to understand very well the most common ones: ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, Claude, Midjourney, AI Lawyer, some tools for lawyers, and another tools for creating, for example, for recreating images, for example, for changing backgrounds and whatever for the real estate business. And that's our world. The 90% of the things that your company is going to need, for sure, with this kind of tools are going to use. And you are going to be helpful. And if we find out that there is somebody that we do not dominate very well, we are going to tell you, okay, you need to use this, but we cannot help you. And we are going to tell you. For example, a week ago, there was a financial company that wanted to create videos continually to replace the payment to a company that create videos. And we told her, well, we cannot help you because we are not a video company that can teach you how to create the videos in the way you want. I can tell you how to create a video, for example, for social media, but not how to create a profile to have the same guy and the same customer, because it takes a lot of time and, well, it takes us away from our core business. Our core business is the basic standard processes that are cross-wide for all the companies: administration, finance, managing of Excels, automation of processes, control of data. For example, we are working with a company that do export of goods and services, and they need to have a specific, very costly employee that can control if the data in two places are the same, because he needs to know. We can do it very easily with ChatGPT. Just compare this data from this site with the same data in the other site. We can give you the exact prompt, and then you can use it. And then you reduce either time or the possibility to having mistakes. So what we used to do is to have a initial conversation with the company and understand which things that are the task that they take more time for them, and then we arrange for a specific planning for them, maybe 10 hours, 5 hours, 20 hours. And the good point for you is once the people in your company learn how to use this is not so difficult. You need to have a good brain, nothing else, because actually today, this was said in the last BNI convention. I hear it in Madrid. The biggest language for coding today is English. If you know to speak in English, then you can do everything. And once you start to use these kind of tools, then the continually using of these tools will identify for you possibilities, or for your people, for possibilities to do more things with AI.
Thank you, Ariel, very much for your sharing. It was great. Thank you very much. And I think you can share your contacts. Maybe someone wants to contact you.
You can scan this. I am going to share again.
I'm already have on LinkedIn.
This is my QR from Linktree. There you have all my my email, WhatsApp, or Calendly, or whatever.
Okay, thanks.
Nicely done.